All right, we are recording. It's the 129th episode of the Mina's House podcast.
129.
Woo!
Live from quarantine.
Live from quarantine via Zoom. Can you hear me okay, Shana?
Yeah, I hear you perfectly clear.
Okay, good. So we actually took a short hiatus because there's a lot going on. I mean, I don't know what's been going on in your life, Shana, but I thought I had the Rona at one point. I swear to you, I was stressed out. I was crying.
So I didn't think I had the Rona.
I thought I had it.
But I think everybody else has it.
Well, I've been sick. So I got sick along with everybody else back in February, right? And this thing kind of hit us in March. I don't think I was fully over my sickness from February, but I had something that was coming and going. So I really was just ignoring it. I'm an essential employee. I work at the radio station. So I was just going to work like everything is cool. So this guy that I've been seeing on and off was like, you need to go you need to go get tested. Like,
right.
So,
see if you got that Rona.
Right. So I called the CDC and they tell me that I didn't have all the symptoms.
Why you ain't just call your doctor? Why you had to go right to the CDC?
I don't know.
Bypass my general.
First of all, this was like 3 weeks ago when this thing first started.
I know, but I'm just saying. Normally
it wasn't.
Be like, let me call my doctor. No, like, let me call the CDC.
Well, because I called my doctor and told them I had symptoms, and they gave me the CDC's number.
Oh, okay. The doctor was like, we're not well versed on it here.
Right. This was in the beginning, so now they have all this protocol. But at first, like nobody. This was on the 16th, March 16th. So I call the CDC. They tell me you don't got shortness of breath. You don't have, what else? You don't have the fever. We can't test you. So I'm like, okay, whatever. So I keep going about my life, whatever. Mm-hmm. Then someone at my job tests positive for it. So now I'm freaking out, girl. And I'm like, oh my God.
In close contact with that person?
They won't tell us. So they said because of HIPAA, they can't tell you someone else's medical history.
But then that means you weren't then. Because I know what they're supposed to do is contact like anyone that was like in close proximity with them because they have to. But so they don't have to tell you the person's name.
So they told us that they contacted the people that person said they had direct contact with, but you don't know if we use the same toilet. How about if we use the same microwave? We in the same kitchen.
Thing is always with that. I don't like that because it's like, yes, maybe I didn't have direct contact with that person, but say it's me. And say then I have contact with you, so they contact you. They don't know if you had contact with Garnett too. Like, you know what I'm saying? So that to me is not a foolproof plan to be like, oh, we only going to tell the people that had close contact because those people had other contact.
Right. I'm right there with you. So I freaked out and that's what they said. They were like, oh, we contacted whatever. And I was like, yeah, but you don't know if we touched the same handle at the, using the bathroom. So that's when I called the doctor back. No, I called the CDC back. And the CDC was like, we still can't test you. I was like, what y'all want me to be dead before you test me? Like, what's going on? It was the most frustrating thing. So then the lady told me, if you go to your doctor and he could give you a prescription, and then because you're an essential employee and you technically might have come in contact with someone who has it, then they'll test you. So I went to Camden, I got tested. And I sat there for a week, quarantined, crying, thinking that I had it. And then my mom got sick, girl. She started to get symptoms like shortness of breath symptoms. So now I'm freaking out, thinking I give it to my mom because I had went to her house on her birthday, which was on March 19th.
So, you was already supposed to be quarantined then.
No, why would I be quarantined?
You was supposed to be sheltering at home when you're not at work.
Yeah, but it was my mom's birthday.
I know. But you already was sick off and on anyway.
Right, but I called the CDC and they told me no. They told me those aren't the symptoms. So I'm like, okay, whatever. That's why I went about my business. But then, you know what's crazy? Later on, all these different symptoms came out. At first they were saying it's the temperature, it's the shortness of breath,
it's the
then,
dry cough.
Right. Then like the next week they were like, well, some people are experiencing flu-like symptoms. Then the next week we learned some people are asymptomatic. So it was like we're learning about the virus as it's going on.
Yeah, a lot of people that are getting tests don't have any fever, no headache, but they have the loss of taste. That's how it starts for them.
Right.
So they're testing a lot of those people now because they're just like, oh, this might have been pretty much an asymptomatic person that has this symptom, but not quite yet the fever and the cough and everything else.
So I got the test. My mother got the test. I got my results last week, and I'm negative. So I'm corona-free.
For right now. It's like, I'm just kidding.
Don't do that.
I'm just kidding. I
don't put that on my life.
I don't wish
I cried enough tears thinking that I had it, and I put my mom's life at risk on her birthday. It was a lot. So that's what I've been going through.
Yeah, that's the scary thing is because there's so many of us, especially our age group, that are going to be asymptomatic with this. So that's why it's just so important to, do the social distancing and shelter at home if you can.
Yeah. What's been happening with you?
Everything. I feel like I'm busier now in the pandemic. Just because, just between church and, homeschool. I say this all the time on the pod. I live with my sister and my brother. We all live in the same house. It's actually my mom's house. I can't say it's mine. I'll pay the mortgage, but it's my mom's house. But we all live in the same spot. And, they're essential workers. My sister is a nurse. And my brother-in-law is actually a chef at a hospital. So if anything, it's busier for them. It's not less for them. They're looking for people to pick up hours, pick up shifts, and they have my 7-year-old niece. So in no school, it's like I still got to work from home and do all that I do and have calls and do this, but I still have to take hours out, to do schoolwork. And then I'm making breakfast and lunch. And I'm like, child. And then, just me being active with my church and things like that, trying to come up with different ideas that we can do virtually to stay connected. So if anything, I'm not really complaining. I'm kind of complaining because I'm tired. But if anything, I feel blessed because, it's just all just trying to figure out how to keep us all going while we go through this in our new normal.
What have you been watching? Because I feel like I'm watching mad TV.
I do feel like I'm watching more TV. And I actually got so bored with TV at one point, I started rewatching stuff. So like it's a how I feel about England and their kings and queens. And there's a series called The Tudors that was out years ago, like, I don't know, 2007, 2008. And it was like 8 seasons. I started rewatching it. I was like, let me watch Henry VIII again and with his wives and all that. But, I've watched, of course I had already watched Contagion, which came out in 2011 when this all started. I rewatched Outbreak, which was in 95.
Me too.
And I started watching Containment,
I watched that.
Netflix.
Yep.
That wasn't, the acting is so-so.
I watched that
too.
That
one, like, get on my nerves because I'll be into it. Then one actor do something, I'll be like, I ain't watching this for another day. Like it owes me something. I've been watching, of course, I watched Tiger King.
Right.
Like, of course I did. I had to for the culture. I was so excited. Insecure came back on last night.
I haven't seen it. I don't have HBO, so.
Oh, okay, yeah. We're gonna have to get you that. But it came back on last night.
You can give me your password, girl.
Yes. I'm trying to get everybody's passwords for stuff. I'm like, who Hulu password can I get?
Share it with me.
I watched Dave with Little Dicky. That was funny. Yeah, you gotta watch that because especially with the whole Philly connection. Like I put up to my one friend, and I won't spoil it for people, but in episode 1, because he's supposed to be from Philly, and he calls his parents, and they're supposed to be at a local mall, which they put the name of the mall. It's not the actual mall, of course, on the mall, but the like real quick editing fail was when they panned out. I'm like, when we get palm trees in Philadelphia.
Right.
But it's funny.
What's it called?
Funny. It's called Dave, because that's his real name, I guess. Lil Dicky's real name is Dave. It's just funny. It got everybody's on there. YG, OT Genesis makes an appearance. The funny thing is Meek doesn't make an appearance, but it ends with him having, which I think did really happen. He performed at Meek shows at the Met, and that's how the series ends. It's like, I guess, a test. But
Is it based on like a real thing?
yeah, it's based on him being a rapper, and it's like, how is this dude, this corny white Jewish dude, a rapper? And then it's just kind of like on his rap journeys and how he's trying to get more cred.
Where's this on? Netflix?
It's on FX.
Oh, FX. Okay.
Yeah, but it's so funny. I had to hit up Christian Crosby because I know he's close with Little Dicky, and he has this one character like the engineer, and I'm like, Christian, why he didn't hit you up for this? Because the dude reminded me of Christian. I'm like, that's your role. That is your role. They should have just gave it to you. You
So
could have
what?
took time off from the Sixers and did that.
So what else have you been watching?
I did watch the Clark sisters this weekend, along with all of the Church of America. But I didn't watch it along with everybody else because I don't like commercials. And it was on Lifetime, so I purposely DVR'd it. So when I watched it back, I can just fast forward the commercials.
Okay.
That one was produced. I want to get this right. It's produced.
Shana, just tell us what you watched, not some synopsis.
I want to get this right to give the shout outs to these women. These women. It was produced by Missy Elliott and Mary J. Blige. I think Mary J. Blige actually did a Zoom interview with all the Clark sisters, but it was housed out of Queen Latifah's production house in Jersey. So, it had all this female power connection. It was called the First Ladies of Gospel. It was real good. And I suggest, even for people that just are in the music business, whether it's gospel or any genre, just to watch it. It has some stuff that, like, when we talk about Meg Thee Stallion and when she was just going through
Shayna, just...
No, I'm finishing. It has some stuff that like they can relate to. And that's why I'm trying to make the connection they can relate to. Because you say a contract in 1950, kids will be like, I ain't going to relate to that. But it'll relate to like Meg Thee Stallion and not really properly reading your contracts and how that affects your future.
All right. What else have you watched?
Yeah, you got to watch that. What else have I watched? I don't know. I've been still watching my Law and Order, my Snapped. I love Oxygen.
I watched, have you watched All American? Tay Diggs is on that.
So I have not watched that. I've heard people talk about it. I don't know why I'm having a silent protest.
How about the Madam C.J. Walker thing?
Oh, I watched that. That was good.
That was good too, right?
That was good. I will say the one thing about the Clark sisters is it should have been like that. Like it should have been, because it's so dynamic and there's so many of them, it should have maybe been like 2 or 3 parts instead of a 1 whatever hour movie, because I felt like they had to rush it at the end to get to the end.
Yeah. You know what I've been watching too? Old stuff like Outbreak. I never really got into Outbreak. Not Outbreak. I'm sorry. Breaking Bad.
Oh, you were sort of rewatching that?
Yeah. No, I never watched it the first time.
Oh my gosh, Ozark. Did you watch Ozark?
Yes, I did watch Ozark.
Yes, that was good.
I actually have little notes of stuff I've been watching. So
Ozark,
I think it's pretty fire how they're putting out all the movies too, like straight to TV.
Yeah, but let's talk about that. So let me get with Comcast Xfinity on that. So whatever that movie is, I can't even remember the name, where the girl boyfriend is invisible. So I was like, first week kind of...
The Invisible Man or something like that.
Yeah, I was like, let me rent this. I'm going to rent it for $19.99.
Yeah, for 3 days. Yeah, that's what they're doing.
I'm not getting no popcorn and no soda with that $19.99. Nope.
Well, they did that. They did that for Trolls, and people actually bought it.
Yeah, we did buy it from my niece.
They're making money somehow,
I mean, when it's the kids, that's how they get you with the kids.
Right.
As an adult, I was like, let me watch another episode of The Tudors.
Right. Stupid ass. So yeah, I've been watching a lot of TV. I've been doing a lot of cooking too.
I've seen on your Insta.
Girl, Rachel Ray gave me a show.
Mina Stewart in the kitchen.
Yeah, so that's pretty much it.
What have you cooked that you felt like you never did before? You just didn't have the time to do before the quarantine.
Cookies.
From scratch, yeah.
Yeah.
What kind of cookies did you make?
Chocolate chip.
Okay.
I did, what else? I did a carrot cake from scratch.
You did do a carrot cake. I did see that.
And it came out good.
I saw that, girl.
So, yeah, not ironically, because I can cook, but I'm not like a chef. But this stuff came out pretty good. I'm like, let me find out. I surprised myself.
Ironically, it came out good.
I was surprised. I never made a carrot from scratch. Like I put real carrots in there. So like I had a little mix and added a little oil and, popped it in the oven. Like,
yeah, girl.
And then I made frosting from scratch.
Whoa. Yeah, you really are Mina Stewart, because I'm not doing all
Listen,
that.
I ran out of frosting. I didn't have no choice. I'm not gonna go and put in all this work into doing a whole carrot cake.
Right. And no
And
frosting.
right, and I ran out of frosting, so I just made my own. Well, there's been a lot of people that have been quarantined together, right?
Mm-hmm.
So on air, oh Shayna, I'm on R&B now. I'm on Monday through
I know I
Saturday,
heard you the other day. I was in the car. I heard you.
9 a.m. to 3. So now I have
Yep. And
two
that's
shifts
you was probably
daily.
the reason I got the glass in my tire on Friday, because I was listening to you and I was like, oh Nina, and then I rode over something. Boop, leaving the
First
market.
of all, what will you do? Okay, I was
Leaving the
gonna,
market, trying to go early in the morning and beat the crowds, but that didn't happen. And
no.
literally, I got in the car and turned it on, and I was like, "Is that Nina?" And then I rode over something.
Listen, you gotta concentrate on the road, okay? Don't be blaming me.
But
So
I wasn't
yeah,
expecting that. That's so good. Congrats.
yeah. So I do 2 shows a day now. So that's why I've been super busy. But you
Yeah,
know
that's
what's
a lot.
crazy? I was having this conversation with somebody else. I think we fill our days up with a lot of stuff we don't need to be doing
Yeah.
because it's like I'm working more now because I'm doing 2 shows a day.
Mhm.
And I literally have everything that I need done already. Like I have food, like there's no reason for me to go out really.
Yeah.
So what was I filling my days with?
Well, you might have been going to the gym and having
Yeah.
dinners and doing stuff like that, communal with people.
Yeah, it's exactly it. But I don't feel like anything is missing from my life. Like I
Right.
think that we spend a lot of time doing things that maybe are a waste of time essentially.
Right.
Now that I'm home and I don't have time to waste, I'm doing all these things. Everything is straight. The only time I got to go out of my house is to pick up food.
Right. The one thing I can be honest about, and it's so funny because I hate working out. I actually miss the gym.
Yeah. I haven't been working out at all at home. Girl, I'm about to come out this
I
quarantine
haven't been
10
working
pounds
out at all
heavier.
at home either. Like I think for people that have, like my cousin has a Peloton bike. Like if you have stuff like that, like you straight, right? But I'm like, really, me on this mat with these 5 pound weights, because I don't have no other kind of weight. It's just not motivating enough. I'm sorry, it's not. It's
You,
not.
and you know what? On Instagram, I feel like they're targeting the kind of ads that I need. Like they keep targeting that machine that for your butt where you squat down. Have you seen it?
Oh, I do know what you're talking about. I know what you're talking about. I have seen.
Girl, every time I go on
But
Instagram, I
see,
see
I
this
don't see it
damn
every
machine.
time, so they definitely targeting you.
They must know I'm like looking for how to work out in the house because I don't know. I can't work out in the house. I have to be in the gym. I don't know what it is.
Well, and that's kind of how I feel. Like I'm so unmotivated to work out, period, as a person, period, that I have to be in a gym to really be able to really, really focus and do it. Because in my house, 5 minutes in, I'm on the mat like, this is my song. Yeah, I'm tired. You know what? I want a coffee. I want a snack.
Have you tried any of those like streaming things? There's a lot of companies that are offering streaming like for workout sessions.
Yeah, I was just want to say, Orange Theory, which I used to pay them $60 a month that they used to take from me. Then they got the free classes online. Now, of course, you don't have the machines, the rowing, and everything, but part of that was a circuit, and they have some of the circuit for free online.
Yeah, I
So I
gotta
might
get
try
into
that,
that.
but I still don't feel motivated. I did like 30 seconds of mountain climbers and like 20 jumping jacks, and I was over it. Like, all right, yeah, no. Mm-mm.
So what I've been doing on both of my shows is something called the Quarantine Bay Report, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it's like all these people are quarantined together. So it's like,
Um,
let's do a little report. So, and if you notice any other ones that I'm missing, and obviously this is for people that we didn't expect to be quarantined
Okay,
together.
I was about to say, they me. Look at me right now. I look dusty and musty. I ain't quarantined with nobody back.
Not musty. um, so did you see Neo's quarantine with his ex-wife Crystal?
I did see that. I wasn't as shocked about that one.
Why? He literally put out a whole song.
I know, but they were like in that angry, you know what? I'm done with you. I'm angry. I'm mad phase. And they have little kids. So I could see one of them was like, you probably need to be here for the kids, whichever one that really ain't want to let go, whether it was him or her. And then you be like, whatever. All right, come on over.
I think it's him.
I think it's him too.
I think she
It's
was
like,
ready
what
to
is the
go.
kids? She should have been like, go over there with Monetta and your other kids.
That Vignetta.
You got multiple.
Vignetta's like, I don't want his ass. You take him. No, people really gonna be pregnant. Look, if I was quarantined with somebody, I would
If
be
I was
pregnant right
quarantined with
now.
somebody, it might be a problem. I'm sorry. And that's probably why God said, you shall not
No.
be.
Listen, all the cooking I'm doing, I'm in the kitchen, all domestic. Someone would have got me knocked up, girl. I'm
Listen,
making frosting from
yeah,
scratch.
I ain't making no frosting. But even me, I mean, I cook all the time, but I will say living in a house with a family, I stopped cooking as much. And I've been cooking a lot. And my sister like says it like I don't cook. Like, oh my God, you cooked again? But I think I do feel bad. Like, I know what they're doing and going out there. So I feel like I don't want them to have to come home and worry about what to eat. But when the quarantine is over, I'm going back to selfish shit. I'm not cooking for nobody unless it's that.
So they're quarantined together. Tiffany Haddish and Common.
So we all knew this, that they've been trying to downplay for a week. And when she popped up, and what was it? Was it one of the nicest things when she first kind of?
It was one of the comedians.
Yes.
Yes.
And he was just casually in the background looking like he cutting up carrots.
Right. She was like, I got a vegan chef. And then there's Common's bald ass. Like, what? That ain't your vegan chef, girl. That's the pipe plumber man, okay?
Right.
That's the plumber.
That's your vegan maintenance man.
You know what? So I had a slight crush on Common a while back, but she can have him. It's all right.
Okay.
If it was Nas, it'd be different. I wouldn't want Nas quarantine
I'll
with
be
no
fighting
one.
over you. We wouldn't be friends no more.
Did you see Shaq is quarantined with a new chick?
So that one I did not see.
She looks just like Hoops. Do you remember Hoops from the
Yeah.
show Flavor of Love?
Uh-huh.
He likes them short. You think
He's
about
so
Hoops.
tall.
I know, but you could have got yourself a tall bitch. Like,
No, he's so tall. He like, I don't even want you near my level.
no, but he likes them like 5'2", like my height.
Yeah.
Like he's a whole giant. So he got a new boo. And then did you see French Montana was on a little yacht?
I did see that.
Apparently with Kenneth Petty's ex-girlfriend.
Yes, I saw that and I was confused.
I was too. How do people find out this stuff?
So I guess because she has a big social following somehow. Again, I don't know, but I don't want to judge her. But I couldn't tell what her background had been, but she has a huge social following. So that's how people knew it was her.
Yeah. Oh, I didn't know. I was just like, what? How can you
She
tell who that
did
is
something.
based off her ass?
Well,
You don't
that's what
even
I say.
see
She
the
did one
woman's
of them
face.
she posted half of herself doing something at first, and then French had posted a picture. You know how people be like, "Wait a minute, that's the same background."
So that's our little quarantine babe report. We'll see what happens moving forward. You know, I ain't quarantined with a bae. I ain't got nothing going on over here. You see, it is lonely up in this bitch. Okay. It's just me and this computer. All
Well, I
right.
will say my house is busy, hence me sitting in my room on the Zoom podcast. Because anywhere else, with a 7-year-old and a little dog and people coming in and out, it's just loud.
Right. So this was sad. Karl Anthony Towns' mother passed away. That's crazy. Do you think that will make people take this more serious? Because I feel like some people are not taking this serious.
Unfortunately, no. I don't think it'll make people take it more serious because I mean, again, they're already seeing the images and hearing the stories, and I understand he's a celebrity. I think for some basketball fans, they'll be a little bit more in tune and maybe stay off the basketball courts with 20,000 people. But I don't think overall it will. I don't think overall for the people who are not taking it seriously, they're not going to see it until it hits their front door. Which, if you keep doing what you're doing, it will.
Do you think that sports is going to come back anytime soon?
I don't know. I think they want to. They want to even do it for the fans, but there's no and I still listen to the sports radio updates sometimes, and everybody comes up with their theories. There's no way right now to do it that you can safeguard even the players, let alone to be able to do stuff for the fans. And then it's like, not to say nobody's worried about money, but say you are a Philly season ticket holder. Yes, you're glad to see live baseball on TV, but if they play the whole season like that and you ain't getting your money back either, like, it's just all of these layers that nobody knows the correct answer to. And again, like, how do you keep all these players safe if you're making them come out to go to games? You would have to have some, workers in there to be able to run these facilities wherever you're doing the games at. So I do think they're trying, and they're probably coming up with 10,000 million scenarios to try to do it, but it's just hard right now.
Yeah, I was reading, they were saying that they might just use the records that they have now and then just kind of kick it into playoffs and then cut it down to like 5, which I think would work. But I don't know. I feel like, I read something today that said that that like sports events and concerts aren't coming back to 2021.
I saw that.
I was like, I just don't see that. I'm not a doctor. I'm not a medical professional. I don't, but I don't see this holding it up for that long.
I see both sides of it because, we hear like the Dr. Anthony Fauci that'll say you might be able to go to summer vacation. Kids might go to schools. Right. So depending on if there are guidelines that say it can't be 100 or more people, then yeah, you're going to have a lot of small pop-up concerts. People are going to violate those rules. But if there's no rule in place or we're still shelter in place, I don't see that happening. It might be what is best, honestly, based on their projections of us having potentially another fall outbreak. But unless, again, it's enforced, I don't see that's going to happen. People want to make money. People want to be entertained. So,
well, that's another thing. There's a whole another side of this where people are losing so much money.
Mm-hmm.
So much money. I mean, it's like you're going to need these kind of events to kind of like get people spending money again. And then even to get jobs, people need jobs. So, so that was very unfortunate that his mother passed away from this. And I just hope that people really start taking this serious, because for a long time it was like, well, I'm not old. This woman was only 59 years old?
I was going to say, on my timeline last week, I've seen 3 people that I don't know personally, but know of that are 40 and died from this.
Right.
2 of them didn't have any pre-existing conditions that they knew of, I will say.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely scary. As someone who was sitting there for a week thinking that I might have it, it was just, it's like you feel responsible that you might have given it to someone and you didn't even mean to. I mean, I can't, like, Rudy Gobert ghosted on the Jazz. I understand why. Like, you were being an a-hole. And now like there's like a chain, you don't know.
Because I was going to say, even if you wasn't being an a-hole, you stood it. But the fact that you were doing it and making fun and eventually caused all these people and then their families to be exposed is crazy.
Yeah, but then you also you don't know who you infected, who came in contact. Like, we don't know who infected Karl Anthony. Karl Anthony Towns doesn't have it, right? His parents have it. Right. But imagine
the thing is, they didn't give an update on the father, so I hope his father's doing okay.
Yeah. Well, from the beginning, I felt like they said that the father was better than the mother.
Okay.
They were both quarantined together, but from the beginning, I got the sense that maybe his mother was being affected by it more.
To the hospital.
Yeah. So it's like, you don't know. You can infect someone, they can infect their parent, and then God forbid something like this happens. So apparently, like, Donovan Mitchell and him haven't even spoke.
I know, I heard that.
Would you speak to somebody if they gave you the COVID? Would you?
I think in their circumstance, we'd have to have a conversation, even if it's I'm just cussing him out and you just going to shut up and you going to listen. I just think in their circumstance, because eventually, hopefully, you guys are still going to be teammates together. So there's got to be some conversation eventually.
Yeah. Well, it's just unfortunate to see, this happen to Karl Anthony Towns. I mean, that video that he released just kind of explaining the situation, it was just heartbreaking. So
yeah, prayers up for him and his family.
How about Tory Lanez? Have you been watching the quarantine radio stuff?
Okay, so I stopped watching it.
Girl, it turned into BET Uncut. I was like, I can't.
Right. I was like, what in the Pornhub is going on?
That's what I said. So on Sirius XM, when Instagram shut him down, I said, I'm glad they shut him down. Because I feel like
getting out of control.
Right. That's what I'm saying. Like, at first it was like kiki, haha. But now you got these girls sucking on stuff. They're pouring milk on their butts. I was like, yo, And then I was like, I'm glad they shut him down so he could understand that this stuff is rated R. Like it's not something that any child should be able to click on Instagram and look, you know?
Right.
And then someone tweeted Instagram me was like, oh, Mina's hating on quarantine radio. I was like, and then I went on air. I'm like, hell yeah. If I wanted to see this nastiness, I would go to Pornhub.
Right.
Like,
that ain't quarantine radio for real.
No, but the crazy part about it is, like, I've seen so much twerking and so much foolishness on the internet. Like, y'all ain't got nothing else to do than to shake your ass on the internet. There's a book there. Go read it.
I'm about to say, go order a book from Amazon. Or
right. Like, go read a book.
By these institutions. Do something.
I don't understand the level of boredom that has to come over you for you to go on there and twerk on Tory Lanez's quarantine radio every day, multiple times a day. They haven't twerk-a-thons. It's not even like you shake your ass and you're gone. Like, if you're any good, you got to come back and do it again. Like, what?
They want to be Insta famous, Mina. You already know.
I just don't understand why God is giving some people time, right? Time to do whatever it is that they want to do. And y'all are spending it shaking your ass on Instagram. All the stuff y'all want to do with your lives. Oh, I want to learn how to do my makeup. I want to learn how to put my wigs in. I want to learn how to fix stuff around the house. I want to start my own business. How many times you talk to people and they got all these things they want to do they never got time for? We finally got some time, and y'all twerking on the internet?
Listen, I done seen too much parts of women that I wasn't even trying to see. Just on he's live, and click and be like, whoa, okay, I'm off.
It's that, but it's even just twerk, like scrolling. Like, one Saturday night, people must have been bored out of their minds. All I saw was just rated R stuff that should not be on my screen. Every time I would scroll, it's an ass, it's a boob, it's a titty. I was like, what is going on with y'all?
Who is you following?
I don't know, girl. But all down my timeline, I was like, I got to get off. I can't. I clicked on Tory. He got this girl pulling up her G-string so high up that I thought I saw a lip. I was like, I can't.
Yeah, that one, I was like, okay, I'm out.
Yes. If I wanted to see that much sexuality, I would go to Pornhub. Pornhub is free now. Please get
Pornhub a pub.
The premium version of Pornhub is free. If I wanted to see everybody shaking the ass, I would go on there. He needs to change the name. It's not quarantine radio.
They need to go for what's the site? They need to become a for fans only site or something.
Tory Lanez Uncut. That's it. Tory Lanez Uncut. That's it. I'm over here thinking I'm gonna go watch a radio show. Like, Tory's really gonna
saw a show.
No, I saw Tip Drill. Is what I saw.
A show.
I saw. This is what I see in the strip club. I thought I was on Pornhub's Instagram. So I don't know what's wrong with people, but I really hope y'all using this time wisely. So, have you done anything with this time that you always wanted to do?
No, I have not even had time to. And it was so funny because I was like seeing so many things, and I started like it's almost like a negative. Like I started stressing and beating myself up. Like, why am I so busy? Why am I overworked? And I almost started becoming like really angry with myself. And then like I just really had to have a conversation. Like everything that you're doing right now is for a purpose, is for a goal. Right. Whether it's for you, whether it's personally, it's your family. Like focus on that. And when you have time, you'll have time. I've actually just been focusing on making time to be mentally sane still.
Yeah.
Like I need to take a mental break and just meditate and pray or whatever it is, just to like, because even, and I know like you said, you don't want for anything, but just even sometimes not being able to come to your house on a Monday, like some of the things that you just miss from an interaction standpoint, it's just, just becoming a lot.
My house.
You can't just go to brunch and be like, oh, I'm just going to go eat here real fast. And those are just little things that we take for granted that I'm like, wow, it's starting now these many weeks in, it's starting to sink in like, wow, we really been in the house for some weeks now.
Yo, what I will say, I have felt lonely, for like a couple of days. I was like, even though I'm not bored. So there's a difference.
There's a difference.
Right. I always got stuff to do. Today I cleaned out my computer, between my shifts. And I watched the Tiger King episode.
I know, I just saw that.
You know how they have a follow-up like end episode. So yeah, there's stuff. So I'm not bored. You know, I started reading Rich Dad Poor Dad again. I remember the first time I read it, you know, I think I only got through like 70%, 75% of the book. But I have been for sometimes lonely, you know.
Yeah.
I'm sitting here baking and cooking, making mac and cheese, and I wish there was someone here to eat it.
No, I understood. Listen, even in being in the house with people, like they're a family. Like, you know, I want my own family one day too, so I can be quarantined all with them. You know, and I
Yeah.
love them. I love that they're here, and you know, but still, it's not like having they or a partner. But I will say, yeah, I haven't had the opportunity to start anything new. But there are like just new books, like you said, even that I've just been looking into that you know I want to make sure that I get and read and really even that. Like I know that sounds crazy, but I really haven't read a book, sat down and truly read a book in some time. Like not on a vacation and I'm on the beach, like just to read, like and turn off the TV. So if anything, that's really my biggest goal right now is just trying to do that and get back into that.
So our topic to start wrapping things up here is, you know, basically like what has this quarantine taught you?
I will say that it taught me, you know, don't take all those things for granted, you know, whether it's, you know, the entertainment, even some of our jobs. And, you know, right now we're just seeing which things are essential and some, like I've seen memes on it, but really what some of these workers that are essential and important, you know, like I think you said you had a conversation with somebody that said you're just on radio. You're an essential worker, you know, how you bring the news, how you entertain people, how you keep it in. So people in the supermarkets, it's like I'm so thankful for them, like that they're still willing to sacrifice and come out and do what they do. So if anything, it's telling me to really just be a little bit more thankful, a little bit more grateful. Like you said, you hear about people. I know some people who have tested positive. You know, luckily they're all doing okay. They're not in hospitals. All the people I know. But even when you think about that, like I think, you know, just grateful that, you know, nobody I know is in a hospital or on a ventilator and things like that. It has taught me like, you know, and I hope it teaches a lot of people, be Instagram famous don't mean nothing. I know we didn't talk about this, but like look at Black China who is selling likes or follow backs. I'm sorry, selling follow backs.
No, she'll I think it's she'll Instagram live with you for $950.
Yes, yes.
Girl, this
But
is
it
what
just
we
goes to
resorting
show
to.
you, like you said, them girls twerking. They want to be Insta famous. That ain't all it's cracked up to be. You better put your wealth and your mind into something else that's going to sustain. Because in a time like this, where you know, like China can't do appearances or maybe sell her eyelashes or whatever, you know, the different streams she does to make money, she can't do them. So it's like now I gotta, I gotta sell you
Right.
$500 to follow you back on Instagram. And if any of
Yeah.
y'all do it, y'all crazy. But
Right.
yeah, I just think it's taught me to be grateful. It has taught me, I think, even in dating, um, that I'm just going to use a little bit more discernment with the people that I do date and who I bring into my life. You know, before a time like this, if I was to be quarantined and nobody else but you, babe, kind of thing, like just you know, just being more thoughtful in the people that I choose.
You know, I've learned so I don't know if it's learned, but my eyes have opened up to a lot of things. First, I think it's kind of just having like the perseverance or like the toughness of weathering a situation like this, like just
Mm-hmm.
understanding that you know, you have to continue to do your job regardless of what happens. You
Mm-hmm.
know, and what I mean by that is obviously everybody can't, but and obviously I'm speaking from me who is in media, but I'm just really in awe and just like really inspired by the people that are continuing to not let this time and what's happening stop them from their goals, you know, or from what they want to do. Everything from people doing live concerts, you know, on Instagram to DJs doing DJ sets,
Mm-hmm.
to what Swiss Beats and Timberland are doing.
Yeah.
That could be a TV show what they're doing right
Yeah.
now.
Yeah. Exactly.
You know, like that's really what I'm most inspired by, just watching people kind of create in
New lanes.
yeah, in an environment where people are not being creative. So it just kind of taught me like it doesn't matter what's going on in your life, just continue to use the tools that you have in
Mm-hmm.
order to continue to do the things that you want to do, like our podcast. you can't be here, but there's tools for us to continue our podcast. Why should we stop that? I'm thankful. When I left Power 99, I spent $5,000 of my money building this studio that I'm in right now.
And it's a nice studio.
It is. And you know what? I am working and I am killing it. I'm doing 2 shifts a day right from my house because I invested money into this space. Right now, I look good because I've invested lighting into this area here. So it's like, and I have lighting back there and I have a backdrop and, I have another little closed studio over there. So really like just understanding, like at the time I didn't know what I was doing. I just knew that I needed a place to record and I just bought the equipment so I could do it home. But whatever it is that you're doing in your life, make sure you could do it from home or make sure that you can do it on your own and you don't need somebody else to help you do what you need to do. So I'm really more so inspired by what's happening here. I've also learned that and I learned this before, but it's even more pressing now. You can't just work for people anymore. Like if you are working for people in some way, you need to work for yourself as well. And what I mean by that is even if you're selling t-shirts or even if you're selling lashes, or even if, whatever it is that you want to do, make sure that you have your side hustle. Because I saw a lot of my friends, I'm in the radio industry, a lot of people I know don't have a job right now. And it kind of makes me feel a little guilty. Like, wow, I have 2 shifts a day and some people have no shifts, and it's a hard period. People are not, not hiring as much. There's no jobs in my field. So I'm a little grateful for what I have, but I'm also very like appreciative and humbled by the fact that I do have friends who lost their jobs, and how about if they had a side hustle?
Right.
How about if they were their own? I mean, not that it would save you because a lot of small businesses are closing right now, but this really just further kind of puts it on the forefront of my mind that you can't rely on people to give you a check. You need to be doing both. And I'm really thankful for my nail lady and my hair lady because look at this. Terrible. This is bad.
No, I know. I'm not there yet. Oh, I can't even. I'm almost there. I'm actually looking good for right now. But the hair is a whole nother story.
Girl, look at this. I am down 3 nails. They grown out.
I have to do so much shampooing and conditioning to this hair for it to look okay. I did it for Easter yesterday. I wasn't doing it today. It was a lot of work. Shout out to them.
Right. So that's
eyebrows looking crazy.
Right. So it's crazy. I was doing my show here and I saw Fat Joe go live and I just clicked the request. I didn't think he was going to answer me. He answers me and now I'm live to all his people. I look crazy, girl. Crazy. No makeup.
What did you do?
I talked to him. What you mean? I look like a troll. My hair look crazy. You know the memes that we've been floating around talk about?
That's how I look right now.
When my boss,
shirt on.
When my boss on a video call and I look like Angelica from Rugrats.
With my comforter in the background.
That was me.
Next pod, I'll look better for y'all. I ain't have time. There's a lot going on there.
Yeah, so that's what I've learned. Just appreciation. More of a drive and a willingness to figure out how do I carve my own lane out? How about if I didn't have 2 jobs right now? I would be stuck. What do I have that's mine? And I have a hosting business and I have a speaking business, but those are things that I have to physically put work into. I got to put the hours in. I got to put the work. I'm not getting booked to do no hosting right now. So it's like, that's a stream of my income that's out. So it makes me think, what can I provide where it will still move, even in the situation where I physically cannot work.
Right.
So that's really where I am right now. It's really opened my eyes to that.
One more thing. I'm sorry. I should have said this. I am actually very much more appreciative of teachers after having to homeschool and teach. Listen, they don't get paid enough.
Girl, and the math is different now.
The math?
What is going on with the math?
we're not there on the math, but some of the other things, I'm not gonna lie, I'm not gonna hold y'all. She in the first grade. And she's like, is this right? I'm not gonna lie that I've been on Google, like, yes, that is right. I
Look.
feel embarrassed. I'm going back to school, child.
Yeah, nah, I wouldn't be able to.
But I
Listen,
do. I just have a different appreciation for them having the patience. Because that's the thing is, like, especially with teaching young kids, it takes patience that I realize, yeah, that was never going to be a lane for me. But for those people that do it, shout out to y'all.
did you see the meme? So I think it's a Spanish thing. I don't know if it's a black thing, but like like in our communities, if you don't get something, your mom starts yelling, like, think, what are you doing?
No,
Right.
that's what happens.
Right.
That's what I'm saying, the patience.
Or like you get mad, right? So you pull out, I saw this meme. This guy had pulled out the belt and he was like, what don't you understand? You better get this right now before I whoop you. That's me.
I ain't go that far, but the one that was like, you don't know the answer. You don't know the answer. You don't know the answer. And so she kept repeating it. I said, you keep repeating the question. And then she started crying. I said, do you cry in school? And she said, no. And I actually did have to take the moment to be like, well, A, you're not the teacher. So I'm thinking I'm asking it very simple to me, but maybe that's not how you teach a first grader.
Right.
And B, when she don't know the answer to something, she got 20 other people to figure it out with, and now it's just me and her. Right. But yes, listen, I really do appreciate them, appreciate their love to want to work with children.
Yes.
Y'all got that.
I ain't got those problems. All I got, look at this dog right here.
Hey, Zena.
Zena's happy as hell. Look at her. Zena is happy as hell that I've been home all day.
Right. What? That's the only people that are, I think, loving the quarantine is the animals.
Yes. She thinks she's proud.
I think they're going to go into shock when everybody goes back to normal. Like, where are you going?
Right. Bitch, you're supposed to be right here with me.
No, you're supposed to be home. We're supposed to be cuddling.
I did an interview on NBC on the news and in bus Zena in the middle of my interview. I was like, I'm sorry. That's my dog. What you doing? You want to be on our podcast, Zena?
So crazy.
All right. Well, anything else you want to add, Shana?
No, until next week, we hope that you guys are being safe, being healthy, social distancing, and staying home if you can or when you can.
And stop twerking on Instagram all day. Read a book. All right. You can twerk a little bit. All right. Ain't nobody trying to take your joy. But read a fucking book.
No,
okay?
You can't twerk a little bit. We over it.
I'm just, it's okay.
Can twerk and go on Instagram.
But and use your time.
Yeah. Read a book.
All right. Well, follow us on social media. I'm gonna post this on YouTube.
Okay.
So
looking a mess, but that's okay. That's okay. It's okay.
Well, listen, okay. I've been working during this quarantine. I started our YouTube channel.
All right now.
Like
okay.
its own YouTube channel, not my YouTube channel and our videos in it, like just its own.
All right, I'm gonna look presentable next week.
You should have looked presentable today.
I was trying, and then you get to a certain point. I was like, everybody.
I give up.
Yeah. Y'all look, y'all know what it is.
Right. You was on the type time I was with Fat Joe added me to his live to his thousands of followers. And I think they were saying something slick. Because I remember when I logged off the last comment, because when you're talking to somebody, you're not reading the comments.
Read the comments.
The last comment I saw was someone, so this girl said, these comments are rude. So I don't know what these shady ass motherfuckers said. But look, I am doing my radio show in quarantine.
Like, why would she come on like that? Because I didn't know he was going to accept me. That's why.
Right, and it's funny, when I opened the live, I'm like, oh, Joey, I didn't know you was going to accept me. He's like, why wouldn't I accept you? I was like,
you're like,
I don't. It's not a matter of he was not purposely going to accept me, but I didn't know he was going to go to me so fast.
Right.
He was interviewing Dr. Oz, and then I came on. I thought it was further down in the totem pole. Like, you accepted me after Dr. Oz?
Dr. Oz.
Me?
That is funny.
And these shady, I knew they were saying something shady. Shout out to that girl that was like, these comments are rude.
Right. She had your back.
Right. So I don't know what they were saying, but I was looking tore up and I knew it. I don't give a fuck. I ain't fucking y'all, so it don't matter. So, all right. Well, thank you for watching and listening to the 129th episode of Mina's House Podcast. I'm Corona free. Coronavirus. Hell no. Coronavirus. Hell no.
Hey,
Right?
Cardi.
There's no corona up in this bitch.
Yes,
okay?
corona free zone.
Corona's not up in here either. I took the test. I know.
Yeah.
Corona's definitely on my fingernails, though. Corona done ate up all. Listen, and this is, what's this called? With the little powder?
The acrylic.
No, with the
Oh,
powder.
the dip.
This is dip, Corona. So that you done ate up expensive nail stuff.
Listen, I said that's going to be the problem with the overcrowding when we come out of this. The hair salons, the nail salons, the waxing places, because we all going to be trying to be in there.
Girl, I need to see the wax lady. I don't know what is going on with some of the hairs in my body parts. I'm like, dude, why are you growing like a tea?
Is there somewhere I can get with the preferred appointment list to get the first appointment and first available when y'all come back?
Child, I have the package. You need to take me. I'm a preferred customer. I'm going to be at the nail salon at 8 a.m. I'm always the last one there. I'll roll in at 5:45, 15 minutes before they close.
Oh,
This
Lord.
time, I'm going to be there at 8 a.m. So, all right. Thanks for watching the 129th episode of the Mina's House Podcast. I'm Mina Say What.
I am Shana B.
Peace.
Peace.